Now let us talk about the line of constant stream function, that is a line along which the stream function is a constant value. Okay, this means that d psi would be 0. Now as you did in the equipotential line, in this you will have psi which is a function of x and y. So we will differentiate it, you will get curly psi upon curly x into dx plus curly psi upon curly y into dy. So remember the definition of the stream function. So you will get curly psi upon curly x is equal to v and curly psi upon curly y is equal to minus u. So we'll put that value over there. So you get d psi is equal to v dx minus u dy. And because it is for a line of constant stream function, this has to be equal to 0. So from here I can find out the value for dy by dx, and that would give you v upon u. Okay, now let's go back to the EP line, that is the equipotential line. The slope of the EP line was minus u upon v, and the slope of the constant stream function line, that is m constant stream function line, is equal to v upon u. So if you multiply these two slopes, you get a value minus 1. So let me say this is m1. Let's simplify things, not overcomplicate them. m1 and m2. So m1 multiplied by m2 gives you minus 1. This means that the equipotential line and the line of constant stream function are perpendicular to each other. So let us say if these are the equipotential lines, then these would be the lines of constant stream function, and this is called a flow net. Alright, so I can say that this is psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 and psi 4. So these are the lines of constant stream functions, and these would be phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 and phi 4. That is the lines of constant velocity potential function. So this is how you look at these two lines. So I hope you understood the basic idea behind the kinematics of fluid flow. Now let's move on to the next chapter and talk about the viscous flow.